Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins looking at another chance for some severe weather. Just seems like this severe weather season, it just doesn't stop. Usually, this is the time of year when you're in July and August. It's hard to see severe weather in the middle part of the country. It's usually further north, but this year has definitely been a little different, I guess. So we're looking at Wednesday into Thursday. So Wednesday night into Thursday, August 7th and 8th. The main threat from these storms is going to be wind. That's about a 3 out of 5. Hail, probably going to see some hail, but it doesn't look like it's going to be like ginormous or anything. Isolated tornado, flooding threat, just they're on the minimal side, the level 1 out of 5. But there's some strong storm possibilities. I'm going to show you guys two models because they're a little different. It reminds me of like snowfall potential, where every model is different. This one, there's a couple of them that are showing different timings and different ways that these storms could evolve and form. So here we go with the first one. By 10 p.m., in fact, you know what, I'll push this back just a little bit further. Storms start moving into the panhandle about 7 p.m., about right there. Then they push into western Nebraska, about right there, about 10 p.m. They move into like McCook, North Platte, Valentine, Thedford, Hyannis, places like that around midnight. So this is 12 a.m. So already we're past Wednesday night and going into Thursday morning, and things are just getting started. They move into central Nebraska, and it looks like there might be another wave on the other side of it in the Panhandle by Chadron and just southwest of Valentine there in Cherry County. So keep that in mind. The stronger part of the storm between O'Neill and Concordia, so around Columbus, Grand Island, Tri-Cities, west of Lincoln by about 4 in the morning. So this is definitely an overnight kind of thing. And then they kind of just diminish in strength by about 6 a.m. And there's still some strong storms out there, but I think the threat for severe weather is basically gone by about that time frame, because you can see right there it turns into just maybe a light to moderate rainfall through 8 a.m. And then everything kind of moves on out by noon with some clouds lingering, maybe some sunshine in parts of central Nebraska. So that's Stormcast number 1. Number 2 looks a little something like this. By about 8 p.m., the storms are kind of in a different place. You see this frontal boundary right here, and the stronger storms here in southwest Nebraska. So you're looking at the county of Lincoln, towards Perkins, Chase, Dundee, Red Willow, Hitchcock County, and then it moves east into central Nebraska, but it's really wide. It's like spread out. This is not a really good look for severe weather, because you're looking at, there's no line. This is more of like storms just popping up, and that's not the case. I mean, you look back here, the line is there, right there. And then when you get past that, it just kind of spreads out. So this doesn't bode well for the severe weather aspect. And to kind of complement what I'm saying there, notice it's kind of dying out, and then it's gone by about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So still a chance for some severe weather when that gets going, but it kind of runs into a stable pocket of air right there, according to this model. It just kind of dies out. But then here's that secondary one. You remember that last model? It had this as well. So what does that mean? Well, it means that there might be a low-level jet trying to kick in at that point, because it spreads that storm activity into central Nebraska by 8 a.m., and then it just doesn't look like it has the oomph, and it basically dies out by 10, 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then that's about it. So rightfully so, the Storm Prediction Center only has this at a level 1. It's not a slight risk. It's not an enhanced, nowhere close to enhanced, moderate, or high, but there's a marginal risk. 1 or 2 of those storms could be severe in any of this area right here. So this whole area, there's a chance. 1, 2, 3 severe storms late Wednesday into very early Thursday morning. It doesn't look like it's a great chance, but if you look at the risk for tornadoes, there are none. I zipped right by that. Look at this. This is from the Storm Prediction Center. There's no chance, I guess there's never no chance, but less than a 2% chance for a tornado on Wednesday. There's just no colors on this map. So that means the threat for tornadoes is very, very small. In fact, the significant tornado parameter, really light. I mean, it's basically 0.1 to 0.5, maybe up to 1. You really need to get into your 3s, 4s, and 5s before you see a decent chance. And this is just, I mean, that just means there might be a little bit of rotation, but not a whole lot. So not too concerned about the tornado threat. Large hail, just a 5%, and that's the lowest level. Again, this is a marginal risk. It's a level 1, so the chance is there, but mainly those. You remember the second model I showed you? This is kind of that area that may see hail about 1 inch in diameter. That's probably about as big as it's going to get. So here's your significant hail outlook. You notice the yellows, that's kind of when you start to see maybe a 1/2 inch to 1 inch in diameter hail. I'm not seeing any browns or reds or purples. That's the bigger hail. And by about midnight, it's basically gone. So I don't think hail is going to be a big deal. I think the early onset of those storms, especially in the western half of the state, may see 1 or 2 severe thunderstorms because of 1 inch in diameter hail, and that's about it. I think damaging wind is probably your best bet. Just about the entire state has that chance, from about York, Columbus, probably closer to Fremont, Sioux City, down towards Thayer and Nuckolls County, and then everything west of there, not including Chadron, Gordon, Rushville, Hay Springs, those areas. But so what does that mean? Well, here's your wind gust, the Stormcast. Watch closely here. Kind of looking at this area right here as a potential wind threat. A lot of wind coming up here. As we move into the evening hours, you're looking at this whole area right here. This pocket right here could see 40, 50 mile per hour wind gusts. This is very early Thursday morning. And then everything just kind of spreads out. Might see some stronger storm wind gusts here by 8 a.m., but by then I think everything's basically out of here. So even the wind threat isn't a huge deal. So what am I saying here? Well, I'm saying that there's a chance for large hail, some damaging wind. The isolated tornado threat is very, very small. Rainfall potential, though, might see some decent rain, anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch to maybe couple inches, maybe 2 or 3 inches of rain. You're looking at McCook, around Ogallala, Scotts Bluff. There's a couple inches there, 1 inch near North Platte, even 3/4 of an inch near Beatrice. So there's some chances for precipitation, but the overall feel for this storm threat is relatively small. So there's a chance, just enough to be aware, know what's going on. If things kind of get a little spicy, I may jump onto YouTube Live and do some streaming and let everybody know what's going on. But right now, it looks like the threat of severe weather is there. 1 or 2 isolated storms could be on the strong side. Doesn't look like an outbreak. Doesn't look like a huge tornado threat or anything like that. But it's enough for us to keep an eye on it. So like and subscribe. So if I do go live, you know that I have done so. And there might be some pesky storms out there. So we'll keep you up to date, and we'll see you next time.